Hello and welcome. We are absolutely live from South Wales.
Yes.
My wife's, pretty good at Welsh. She can
No,
say
I'm not.
she can say things I can't say. She can read those long
I can say
signposts.
Granasuthi for the services and
Yes.
Llanelli with 4 L's.
Indeed,
but only
indeed.
because of my past situation,
Yes.
having worked down in South Wales for so many times.
Check
But
your work
here we are.
So, so basically, this is our first live on a Friday night at 7 o'clock for quite a long time, because we are absolutely so close to now relaunching Tony Nicki V, and our whole relationship world is about to go live. So tonight we are talking about how to keep your intimate relationship in a sort of a very healthy, happy, thriving way is what I put on the notice. So as you come on, please do say hi to Nicki. Nicki's got her computer open on Facebook.
Yeah, unfortunately I'm not on. No, it's not come up on here.
Okay, just refresh it and then see what happens.
Anyway, let's not have a domestic.
Indeed,
right at the beginning of how to have a thriving relationship.
And of course, we are not only live from Wales, but we are live from our Tesla. So we are the first night of Tesla camping. We're cozied up in the back. It's now, the sun has gone down, went down at 6:30 or something.
We only just made it.
We just made it, and the Tesla is amazing. The Tesla's got what we call a camp mode on it. So we press the camp mode button. I don't know if you can hear in the background.
Can you lift it up and show them?
Yes. You can hear crackling. Now that crackling is nothing to do with the internet. That is our fire. We've got this whole, look, you get this whole fire going in the front and it crackles away. It's real life. And it's called romantic. So it's perfect for this. And you can literally have the romantic mode on along with camping mode, and it plays romantic music to you. Obviously, we've got the top coaching bears. This is Yui and Sandy.
This is Yui.
They have done much relationship coaching in their time. Just waiting for a few more people to come on. So don't forget, if you saw the ad, then this tonight is about answering questions for you whilst in the Tesla camping. Answering questions on helping your intimate relationship thrive. We're going to give you a few of our top things. So and
I was just actually thinking, because we're talking about having a fantastic relationship, how much you have taken my needs into consideration. Because let's count how many blankets there are in this car right now, because I am a bit of a blanket badger.
I can't remember who it was. I will remember in a minute. Someone from Expert Empires was saying, I think you might be a bit cold. You've chosen the wrong time of year. But of course, Tesla camping is all about having the fire on in the front. And honestly, we've got it set.
I didn't know when I thought it was just a photograph of the fire.
Yeah, but it's not.
But it actually is noise and heat and everything.
And we are now roasting. And that apparently goes on all night. So we're going to need to turn it down because I can't hardly breathe.
Definitely.
But anyway, look, this is all about obviously getting your relationship to thrive, whether it's in the short or the medium or even the very long term. We have obviously been married on Sunday. We've been married 18 years. We did get married 3 times, which is a bit complicated, but our very first wedding was on my birthday, which is on Sunday, 10/10.
I didn't know you'd remembered that was our anniversary as well.
Of course.
So did you buy a card? Or?
No, I make them. I make cards. I don't. I
bought you a card.
Yeah, indeed. Anyway, look, people are coming on. Please say hi in the box if you're on Facebook. And if you've got any questions at all about how to keep your relationship thriving in the short, medium, or long term, then please type away. We're going to share a few of our tips because we've now been together for 18 years. My mum and dad didn't believe it would last. I don't know about your mum and dad. They said, don't think that will last.
I still think they do.
How long have you been together? Well, about a few weeks. Oh dear, I wouldn't be doing that.
Well, the 10th of the 10th was a month. Well, it wasn't even a month, because the 14th of September we got together.
Yes.
We got married on the 10th of the 10th, so that was less than a month. Then we got married again in the November, and then we got married legally in the December.
December the 2nd.
But our parents, bless them, 3 out of 4, we've only got 1 left, actually were doubting whether our relationship would make it. But I think that, being here in Tesla camping in South Wales in October, which most people would go, what
Yeah,
were
we just
you
arrived.
thinking?
We just arrived about half an hour ago.
Half an hour
and the
ago.
woman,
We said we'd get here about 4:30.
yeah,
There
we were
was a
bit
load of
late,
traffic.
bit
We
late.
had to keep stopping and charging
Cardiff and
up.
Swansea, full of
There's
traffic.
no
But anyway, the
charging here.
woman said, "So have you got like a
You got a
caravan,
caravan
or have
or
you
a
got a
motorhome?"
motorhome?" I said, "No, we just got a car." Well, she looked at me as I was mad, so I said, "No, we're Tesla camping. It's a new thing." She said, you're the first people to ever do that." Anyway, look, we got 5 people on, so we are going to start now talking about how to keep that relationship thriving. So
Yeah, well, I'd already started. That's what
do
I was
you
saying.
think? What do you
Yeah,
think?
I was going to say that one of the, to use this as a great example, I love a couple of things in life. I love camping because I like small spaces. I like cozy small
You
spaces.
can't get much smaller than this.
Like I'm
Here's
hanging
the
off
roof
the end
here.
already.
Here's
Right?
the window here.
Right.
Anyway, it's
But
cozy.
also,
It's cozy.
it's very cozy.
Very
but also
intimate. It's intimate.
It's intimate. I love variety.
Yes.
And what was so great is that this is just somebody's saying we're absolutely bonkers. It was Shelley Hegarty. I've spelt something
It's unique
wrong.
and different, I think, is the word.
She's telling you off for spelling something wrong.
Oh, well, that's
Shelley Hegarty telling a man off. You should know better,
especially for his spelling.
but no. So for me, this meets my needs at a very high level. And one of the things that Tony and I have always said about how to have the most amazing intimate relationship is you have to understand, however weird, you have to understand each other's needs and see what you can do as much as you possibly can to fulfill them. And it's interesting, because I was coaching somebody yesterday and I was saying, look, there is a caveat to this. This is not about meeting your partner's needs at such a high level that you violate your own in any way.
Agree.
And I was sharing.
Well, that starts to be that terrible word. Do you remember that time we did a talk once in a pub for about 100 people? It was very awkward because it was an L-shaped situation, and we had to stand at the sort of side. There was like 50 people on the left and 50 people on the right, and the bar was sort of opposite us. It was a crazy place to do a talk. But anyway, we were one speaker out of about 4 speakers, and the guy that came on with us, he absolutely started to slate us, going, look, I've been in a relationship for 30 years and I don't believe in any of that stuff, which is a bit strange as a fellow speaker to say that. But anyway, he then said the secret to all relationships is compromise. Well, you have never seen an audience bite back. They started to heckle him, almost throwing the chairs at him. And didn't exactly get off to a good start. And they sort of really agreed with us about this whole meeting your partner's needs. So there are, just so that you're aware, 2 types of needs. So if you're a guy, then the key thing to know is your woman has womanly needs. Yeah. Now, from a man's viewpoint, this sometimes is very hard to understand because we're not a woman. So we don't necessarily understand their needs. But if you, and we have spent, 17 years sharing how to learn and understand the feminine needs of a woman, so that you as a man can meet those needs. Because look, she's never going to be like you. In fact, we always say, it's one of the things we've always said is that when people phone us up and ask for help, basically what they're saying is they never ever say, look, I'm the problem. They're basically saying, can you sort them out? But of course, what that person's doing that they don't realize that they're doing is that they don't understand their partner's needs at a high enough level. So there are 2 sets of needs. One's, for a woman, it's the needs of a feminine self, a beautiful feminine woman. And if men can understand what that is, we will stay in better connection with them long term. Yeah. So because you can meet those needs, it's actually not that difficult. I wish I'd known this. It took me till I was 47 to start to find this out. But I was so crap at relationships because I kept wanting them as women to be like me. And I'm trying to make them like me. And of course, they're not. They're women. And of course, it works worse. It works vice versa. So if you're a woman and you're struggling with your man in any way, shape or form, you have to ask yourself, how well do I understand the needs of a man? Because if you can learn that and meet those needs, as Nicki said, without compromising your own needs, we're not overly doing it, then you will start to find there's like a magnetic attraction happens. It's sort of, in fact, in Eastern terms, it's called the yin and the yang. The yin is actually the feminine and the yang is actually the masculine. And to create a massively beautiful, loving, intimate relationship, the yin and the yang fit together. It's like we come to planet Earth and we're half of it. And we supply half of it, but if you're a man, your woman supplies the other half. So if your yang fits beautifully, which it's designed to do, with your woman's yin, you will have a phenomenal relationship. And of course, same vice versa. Now, that's one, how to meet your, what we call them, the core needs of the other person. And the second thing is to know your partner really inside out, back to front. In other words, know their personal needs. So, for example, if your woman likes pink, why would you buy yellow flowers? Buy her pink ones, because when she sees the colour pink, something sort of flies off inside of her that goes, wow. So I'm always going for the wow factor. How can you meet your woman's needs? If she likes Chinese food, why would you take her to an Indian restaurant? Take her where she loves it. But it's your job to be like, the Sherlock Holmes and find out what her needs are, and then for the woman, find out what his needs are. So
it just reminds me of how many years ago is it when we spoke with John Gray? If those of you know of John Gray.
Yes.
John Gray is most famous for his books.
Well, sold more personal development books than any other
50 million books. Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus was his first book, and then he's
subsequently sold 18
and
books,
we were very fortunate to be asked to speak in London before an evening with John, and we were on for about 45 minutes and then he was on afterwards. But the thing that stood out to me that I remember him coming to the end forward of the stage, and he's actually quite feminine in his approach. He's a very softly spoken guy. He's a lovely man, and a doctor, yes. And I remember him coming to the front of the stage and going, you see, women were always saying, I just want my man to talk. I want him to share his feelings and his emotions. And then he says, and then when we do, you don't like it.
Yeah.
And I just never forgot that, because it's almost like, when we think about men don't have the same kind of emotional needs as we do as women. And I think that we're asking a woman, it's a bit like if a man is getting very, lots of ideas of how you can achieve things and how you can, build a business, and, not that it's not great to have a great businesswoman, ladies, girls, but I'm just saying that if a man really encourages you to achieve, then he's bringing out the masculine part of you. And when a woman encourages a man to speak his feelings, speak his emotions, and tell him a woman when he's not doing well, they're bringing out the women are bringing out the feminine part. Now, of course, we've both got both. Absolutely. But actually, what we understand it to mean is that we really do need to make sure that we're not living in our secondary energy, and that actually we are living in our core energy as a man, as a woman, in a feminine, and that actually, yes, we utilize, like a woman will utilize her masculine energy to do certain things, and so will a man utilize his feminine energy.
Yeah, so look, maybe if you've got a pen or a paper, if you want to type away into Facebook, what do you know as you watch this, if you're in a relationship, and if you're not in a relationship, think of your last relationship that maybe, didn't work out, and go, right, okay, so let's think of my individual needs of my partner, or either my current partner or my past partner. If I had to list those down, what really are they? Now, I was really stumped the other day, funnily enough, before we've been on a health kick since the beginning of September, but before that, with the COVID, we drifted well downhill. And I can remember a couple of weeks before we went on the health kick, I decided to go to the chip shop, which is not the best place to go for if you're on a health kick. But anyway, I decided to buy, I know Nicki likes a pie, but we never really eat that. So anyway.
Well, we don't now anyway.
In my head, she loved a steak pie or a chicken pie, whatever it was. Anyway, I bought her the one in my head, been with her 18 years, that was the right one. And when I got back, I'm going, oh, yeah, I've got your favourite pie, and actually got it completely the wrong way around. So anyway, she had to have my pie. So give up my pie because it was her favourite, But I was actually amazed how I got that wrong. So when you think about it, you go, what is it? If I had to write down a list of all the things that my partner personally, as an individual, absolutely loves, how many things could you write? Because my guess is if you could write 10 things, maybe even if you really stretched it out, could you write 20 things that they love? And then go, right, let me look at how over the next maybe a month. Yeah, if you've got 10 things, you could do it over a month. Could I meet those needs at a really high level? It's a bit of fun. It's like a bit of a, if you're a guy, it's a bit of a test. If it's a woman, it's just a bit of fun to go, yeah, what would it be like if I met their needs? Now, this is then not trying to change them, because look, most people, when it's not working out, they're trying to change their partner. They're trying to change their partner so they're like them. Whereas actually the trick is the other way around. Find a way without compromising your own needs to meet their needs, and test it out for a month and see what happens. So that's why it's good to make a list, because you can do it of ticking off and go, yeah, look, I did that one. And then you can check in and go, so how well did that go? But sometimes you can deliver it very badly and maybe it didn't go so well. But that doesn't mean they didn't, like what the intention was of you doing that.
And that reminds me, because obviously those of you who know us well know that we have just retired from Nick's business, from Expert Empires, and now we're full-time, having a fantastic retired. But we're full-time. Stop it. We're full-time thinking about, how can we share with more people how to have, as we've said tonight, a fantastic intimate relationship. And so we've been working on our couples intimate relationship education program. And one of the things we resurrected from all those years ago when we were living in Austria and we had the relationship retreat, and we used to put people on our courses, and they came for a weekend or they came for a week, and they'd go through lots of different exercises, just like the one that Tony's just mentioned to you now, which is kind of like, go through, think about your partner's needs, and maybe think over the next few days or the next week how you could meet them. Is one of the things we did with all the people that came was a relationship check, and we'd check in with them and we'd say, like, first of all, what's a must-have for you in a relationship? Not just what do you quite like, what's a really must-have, and what's a must-never-have for you in a relationship. And then we go on to talk about purpose and all those different types of things and relationship visions and everything. But then the next question, which is really interesting, which is a bit like what Tony was just saying, is what is your ultimate partner's must-haves in life? So obviously we've used the word ultimate there. So when we're thinking about our partner's needs, we don't really want to think of, say your partner's not doing too well at the moment, something's happened in their life. We're not talking about listing what their needs are that are not great and that they are needy or they're shitty in some ways. Like maybe your partner's really stressed with his work or his business, or your partner's stressed about the kids or whatever it is. So it's not their need for, like, oh God, they like to, have a drink, or they like to get away, or whatever that is. These are like what at their ultimate best, when they're living their life, as we would say, at a 10 out of 10, what's your partner's at their ultimate best, what's their needs? And then maybe even what's their, what must they not have in their life? But I think for tonight, what's really good, just this quick live that we're doing, is to take this moment to go, okay, Tony's asked me to think about the needs of my partner and to see how I can meet those needs without compromising my own, as we said earlier. But also, when I think about my partner in their ultimate best at a 10 out of 10, what's a must-have for them? And how could I contribute so that our relationship goes from wherever it is right now? Obviously, we normally ask that question, don't we? On a scale of 0 to 10. 0 being it's terrible and 10 being it's absolutely amazing. Where are you in your relationship today? And if you're not at a 10 or maybe even a 9, what you're going to be finding is that you're going to need to think about your partner's needs, what their must-haves are in life. And so I think that's a really great thing to go away and think about. And whether you're watching this live, and I know we've got a few people watching live on Facebook and on YouTube. It's on YouTube? Yeah, on YouTube. But if you're watching this on replay, when you're watching it again, take the next, how long did you say? 10 days, did you say? Or
No, I think
a
it's good to do
week,
it for
or-
a month. It depends.
All right,
How
okay.
many things can you get out?
Right.
You know, get 10 things
You
out.
always go for more.
Well,
you always go
I
for more.
often say do 10 things for 10
Yeah,
days because it's
yeah.
10-10. I was born on the 10th
Yeah,
of
but
October.
I agree with you.
but-
I think
But
to
a
really
month
focus
is
on it.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's if you can really do a month and go, yeah, look, I've
Yeah.
got my list. It's a bit of a checklist. If you've got 20 things, like variety to some people is huge. To other people, variety is, oh, that's a bit scary. But like you should be learning what those needs are. So maybe type away if you know some of the needs of your man or your woman. Maybe type them into Word or something like that, or notes or whatever. Just make that list. If you want to pop them on the feed now, or if you've got any questions how to meet those
Yes.
needs, or if there's something that they love and you're not really sure how to do that, then ask away. Come on, that's what we're here for. We've got another 10 minutes or so, so why don't we
Yes.
just ask away?
And just as a note as well, if you're really struggling in your intimate relationship, do private messages on Tony V or Nicki V, our personal pages. Do drop us a private message. Let us know what you're struggling with, and obviously now we have more time to be able to devote to talking to people about their relationships.
Yeah, so we're back into doing regular lives on a weekly basis. Hopefully, might miss the odd week out while we're away, but we came away today, and now we're geared up there in the Tesla camping mode to do this, no problem at all. So. Anything else that we want to share about keeping your relationship thriving? Yeah, thriving. Oh, there is one little trick that definitely that I guess that we've learned that Nicki is better at it than me.
I can't wait to hear.
Yeah, she's really, really, really good at writing me notes. Nicki's a great card person. So
yes, I have a card for Sunday for your birthday and a card for the anniversary.
Perfect.
But you did for my birthday, which is not so long ago. You did do what we've got a little tradition in our relationship. These are the kind of things that you need to think about to keep your intimate relationship thriving. So we've got a little thing that we've done right from the beginning when we first got together.
I was just going to say, it's all about giving as well.
Yeah.
It's like, what can I give this person to meet their needs?
Yeah, so I have, for example, I've thought, well, what would Tony really love? So I put a couple of things in. I mean, obviously we were very stuck for space of going away in our car and living in our car for this week. We are going into a castle on Sunday and Monday for Tony's birthday. And I put a couple of things in. But one of the little traditions that we used to do, and you might like this kind of, we've got a lot of things that we share with couples that will really help your intimate relationship to thrive. And that is that, we do things like Tony went for my birthday and he went to a supermarket and he just said, right, how many different things can I buy?
We don't buy big presents. It's just like
we do sometimes,
occasionally, but we don't really do that. So, well, we never. It's
well,
been a bit of
for
a
example,
tradition.
we normally go away, don't we? Which is our present to ourselves to go away for our birthdays.
I always say, I am the present.
You are the gift, you always say. But you went away, you went to Sainsbury's, and we did this little thing when we first went away on our honeymoon, when we stayed in an RV in America, very much like this. Remember, only the heating wasn't working.
Yeah,
it was absolutely effing freezing.
This is so hot.
But I'm so hot, I can't breathe. I'm sweating. Like, we'll have to turn the fire off. But I remember what we did is we stopped at a motorway services, or like in the middle of America. It wasn't even a motorway service. It was a
half empty.
It was a petrol station with a few things. And we said for our Christmas Day presents, we were going to say you could only spend a $5 or $5
nothing
or
more than
$5, and we get as many presents as we could for under $5 each. And then for my birthday this year, when we were going away to Portugal, Tony went into Sainsbury's and spent, I don't know, I think the most you spent was about $5. Yeah,
more like that was 20.
Here on this campsite. So I will be going tomorrow to the shop and see what I can buy them for £5. Now, of course, a bit more difficult nowadays because it used to be.
Up it to
for me, it used to be wine. Obviously, we violated the £5 rule for that. Chocolate, crisps,
anything begin with
C.
Chardonnay,
caramel, shortcakes, all that sort of thing. Whereas now, not allowed to eat any of that now. Cupcakes. Whereas, and so it's going to be more difficult to buy for you tomorrow, but I will be able to find things. The only thing I will say, little
healthy,
caveat,
beginning with a C,
little
coconut.
caveat. Yeah, coconut. Yeah. Yeah. But the only thing, a little caveat, I did go one Christmas, didn't I? And we said we'd spend to the corner shop. Yeah, cashew nuts. I do like those actually. and we'd go to the corner shop, and €10, because this is when we lived in Austria. So I bought Tony a drill.
£9.99.
£9.99 for a drill.
That begins with a D. That was a
never
mistake.
got it out of the box. And I bought you a scraper for snow.
Yeah, that didn't work
and
either.
You didn't like that either. So you do have to realise that whilst I was being a bit ridiculous, a bit bonkers, obviously I'm a bit crazy, but I did really not think about your needs. So tomorrow I'm going to be finding
all over it.
I will be posting on Facebook what I found for Tony's birthday. Indeed. So you asked me, you know, what is it? I do believe it's those little things. It's the little things like magic moments. I mean, we've done magic moments for like 18 years now. We've had lots of fun. Get to bed.
Well, let's just do it now.
Let's just do it now.
What's your magic moment of today?
Ready.
No, and then you can do it. It's very simple. So what is your magic moment of today?
Do you know my crazy magic moment?
You go on.
You never guess it in a million years. That, you know, what we did is we found this massive piece of plastic, which actually came from Nick's new rug. And I thought, that'd be really good for putting on the ground. So what we've got is outside the car. Can't show you because it's too dark. Outside the car, we've got this massive piece of purple, beautiful colour, bright purple. Colour. And Tony threaded it through under the car so that I can get out of the back of the car and get into the front of the car without treading on the grass, so I can just be in my socks.
Magic moment. It fitted. It was a perfect
That
size.
Is my magic moment. I don't know. That was just did it for me. That did it for me. What's yours?
My magic moment was seeing the woman when I told her that we hadn't got a caravan or a thing or a what do you call it, motorhome. She looked at me as I was mad. What are you in then? And I said, no, we're in our car. We're camping in the car.
Tesla camping.
Tesla camping.
Google Tesla camping. You'll see there's lots of crazy people, mostly in America, not many in this. Although Shay Ali, she is another Tesla camper.
Yes. She's got her bed in the front. But we will
put into Facebook and to YouTube. Yeah. We will put some comments in. So how did our first night go? Because we were a little bit narrow here.
I mean,
obviously we're neither.
We have a very,
very
big bed at home.
Yeah, we have a 7-foot bed at home. Here, this is how far across?
3'6" at best.
6. So we'll have to tell you how the night goes.
Anyway, it's going to be very close, very cozy. And obviously, the last time I was in the back of the car with a woman was a very long time ago.
Well, we've been talking about that. So how to keep your intimate relationship thriving. I was thinking, I know my husband, he's going to be thinking about, shall we say, making love. Let's say that just in case Nick watches the video. Right. And
is it possible? We have actually got neighbours.
Do you think it's possible? I mean, we're 66 and 67 on Sunday. Do you think it's possible that we might be able to make love in the back of a Tesla? I do. Yeah. I'm up for it if you are.
Everything's possible. Everything is possible. So, anyway, look, do we have any questions, comments, anything we need to talk about?
Well, Shelley said, you two are absolutely bonkers, but I love you for it. I said, hey, Shelley, what are your man's needs? But she's probably gone off to meet them.
Yes.
And Donna McGrath, hey, you two. Hey, Donna McGrath. Now, by the way, I do understand that we look fabulous on here. We look absolutely dreadful on Facebook. Look, Tony, this is the best it's been. Normally, you can't even make out our faces.
Yeah, well, that's why it's a bit difficult. But anyway, look.
Anyway, Donna, if you're still with us, Donna McGrath, what are your man's greatest needs? What's your greatest needs?
How can you meet them for the next month?
What's been your intimate relationship magic moment of the day? Now, if you've gone and, if you're watching this on replay, tell us what it is. Tell us what it is.
So we've got magic moment
your man or your woman's needs, their feminine needs, their masculine needs. You need to learn those. Watch more Tony and Nicki V stuff on the website. When is it going to be launched?
Look, the website will be relaunched very soon. October is it. I wanted to do it on Sunday, but it's still not quite tweaked up. But there is so much to come. I promise you. There's
so many
probably
videos.
One of the best things we've ever done. Because we put 6 months worth of time into creating what we call the Tony and Nicki legacy product.
So in 50 years' time, what's the date now? What's the 2021?
2021.
In 2071,
people will still hopefully
be going, why are these two old people in the back of a Tesla camping? Everybody camps in the back of their car now.
What's that thing, a car? What is that?
What's that thing?
Anyway, so any other comments, questions we need to answer?
None on here, and I don't know about the chat on here.
No, I can't see anything.
Oh, Simo Newton.
hello,
gorgeous
Simone.
girl.
Yes, I remember them.
Oh,
I wonder who
lovely.
Sim 1 was. But anyway, now I know. Fantastic, fantastic. All right, well, I think that's pretty much it. We've done our half hour. We are now
What's happened
off
to
to
Sandy?
do...
She seems to have gone.
We're off to do some celebrating, because
We
we
are.
don't actually do birthdays.
No, but they've got a lovely,
I've always said,
lovely.
why would you do a birthday when you can do a
Oh, yes,
birth
she
week?
is.
And actually, Nicki, and the whole of September, she had a birth month this year, which was great. But we're having a birth at least a weekend, and we're away all next week. If you are anywhere near South Wales, maybe Bristol, Bath, Glastonbury even, could be in like Stroud, up the M5, up the M4.
Yes.
And you would like
Tell
to
us.
have a cup of tea and a chat. Obviously, we'll be having healthy tea. But yeah, coffee and a chat. We're up for that. We've already got booked in with David Rahman, who is authored a phenomenal book.
Called Letting Go.
It's called Letting Go. We actually wrote the foreword for it, so we're meeting him next week. We'll probably do a live with him. Kim Parker was on our list. She said, look, I live in Hereford, not a million miles away. If we're passing by, we're going to give her a nudge.
Also, we might be going to Bath to see the amazing, the incredible Izzy Gainford and James, can't pronounce his surname, but fantastic. But also, if you are anywhere in South Wales or around about that, please, message
drop us a note. We'll pop in for a cup of tea. Or we'll meet you somewhere. I think we're meeting David at a Starbucks off the M4 or something. Everything is possible. Yes, indeed. So do feel free to, as Nicki said, drop any of the comments, like what you're going to do for your man or your woman, what are their needs, how am I going to meet them, what are your magic moments of the day. Whack them in the box.
I can't believe I've done this without makeup on.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Anyway,
first time.
Look at the dark background. It's fantastic. So look, that's pretty much it from us here in South Wales. I don't think they can actually, but there it is. Well, there's the fire. It's in the background.
Oh,
there you go. Can you hear it crackling?
How romantic is that?
And it comes with romantic music.
Oh, I love it.
Teslas, if you haven't thought about having a Tesla, before you buy any car, just check them out. Check them out. Because honestly, they are light years ahead. I always go, why would you have an engine? We've got so much stuff in they call it a front.
Frunk.
A front.
Frunk.
They call it a front. It's a
We've
front
got the
boot.
food and all the
our
food. We've got
front.
soup in there.
And then we've got an underfloor storage compartment, which looks like
it's got all our
clothes, everything in there. It's amazing.
Then behind here, there's more blankets than you could throw your cat out.
Yeah, and we don't need them. I might throw them outside.
Towels.
Yeah, everything you need.
Throw my blankets.
Everything you need for a week in a Tesla. Anyway, fantastic. Look, it's been great to share some time with you. Yes, obviously sometimes it feels like we are a little bit on the mad side, but look, I do believe that a little bit of madness.
I think that's what keeps it thriving.
It's the gift of the thriving.
I was thinking
do the unexpected.
No, but I was thinking that because I was going like, look, we went on a relationship event with Tony Robbins years ago, and we bought this back.
Yeah, he made that for us.
Years
well,
ago,
not in person, but he gave it to us. Yeah.
You just need, okay, we're not telling you to do what we do, have a cushion with your name on, have a couple of bears, or camp in your car. But we're saying, what's your unique thing? What's your love about your relationship?
Absolutely. What
that's
you're doing
absolutely, and not, because otherwise life becomes very boring.
Remember, 80% is said by a woman in America, unsubstantiated stats, that 80% of relationships have some form or other of infidelity. And that is because relationships can go stale very easily, and they get bored, and then they think the grass is greener on the other side. And there you go. So
I don't think I could ever get bored of being with you, because
definitely
you're
not.
so
We are surrounded by grass. It's so green. It's fantastic. So look, that's it from us. We will see you sometime in the week. We'll either do another live, or certainly by next weekend. Got any questions, do ask away.
Yeah, and if you're struggling at all, let us know. Please let us know.
Messages.
We're here to help.
We've had a few calls coming through, so always there to help. And get ready, another seed for Tony and Nicki B coming live to you in a way that you never...
The intimate relationship education program.
That's it.
What they don't teach you at school.
Indeed.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you soon.
So lovely. Bye.
Have a great night. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye.